I know this is going to be exciting. We are doing sewing on football jerseys, and my sewing machine has been broke forever, and I just want to show you first off that it's working again. Look how beautiful that is. First one up, and Coach Land, thank you for bringing it back to me. Yay, look how pretty it is. Woo! On your jersey. Yay. Alright, so we're going to show how I did this. This takes a long process, and everyone goes, why does it take so long for someone to sew all of these things? Well, first off, you have to have, for me, I put a backing on there. The reason I put a backing on there, I want their stitches to stay on the back of their shirts. Look at it. See, we have a backing on there, and now this will stay, and these kids will get to have this, and they can put it up later. They can even put it in their little shadow boxes and save it, because this stitching will last a long time. Look at it. Beautiful. Okay, now, so the first thing that we do is I take a piece of, I think it's called felt, this right here, and I cut a piece out, and I make it fit the size of the place where the letters are going to go, and I try to make on the back of their shirts. I used to do 2 inches. Now I do 2.5 inches. This is 2.5 inches tall, and I try to make it 2.5 inches by 8 inches long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this right here so that y'all can try to see it, not having the best way to hold this. So let me get my scissors. Yes, and you have to have some good scissors, because these scissors cut great on material like this. So I'll go right here, and I don't know if you can see through it, but if you can see through where the pattern is. And so I take my scissors and I try to cut it about the same size, because I need to use every bit of this that I can. So I go back, and I take this right here, and I cut it, and I just start it, so I don't have to stand there the whole time over the piece of paper. And let's see, is it the right length already? No, it's a little long, and we don't need any extra because I'm going to have to cut it off anyway. So let's go over a little bit. We're going to cut off just this little bit right here. Now, after I cut this piece off, which is not a whole lot of fun when you only have one hand. So I'm going to try sitting this down somehow so that you can see it, and I can keep doing the work for y'all. I want y'all to still be able to see what I'm doing, but you know, this is an impossible task to keep both things going at the same time. All right, maybe. Anybody watching out there? I know this is an interesting subject, isn't it? Alright, no, this is not working. Just hold it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try right here, and I'm going to just cut it. See how straight one-handed woman can cut? It's not too bad. Keep it straight. Keep it straight. Maybe if I put it down like that. Yeah, I need to plan this better next time I do this, huh? Alright, this is the first time trying a live video. So, I cut it, oh, yeah, not the extreme straightest thing, but thing is usually, even though it's 2.5 inches, I will always cut more. So, we'll cut this piece out. Now, we've got that. Do you see a problem here, though? For me, this is a problem still. You know why? Because that will go right through. So, the big thing is I'm going to have to add the backing. Now, this is what we call backing. It's called sticky back. This sticky back right here, this right here is awesome. This is the best stuff in the world. You stick it to this piece of frame, which are called fast frames. Once you stick it on the fast frames, what we'll do is you can turn it over, and all of this backing here is sticky. So when you stick your material on there, it'll stick to the backing, and while you're sewing, it doesn't come undone. And I've had a lot of trouble with that whenever I sewed by hand or I used another sewing machine. It because guess what? It comes undone. And when it comes undone, the whole frame comes undone. Everything goes cuckoo. So we don't want that to happen. Why is my screen flipping crazy? I don't know. Alright, there, we're back to normal. Thank you, Sherry, for watching. I hope this is interesting. May not be very interesting, though. Now, I'm going to take this frame with my one-handed self again, and I'm going to cut a piece out. Now, again, the same way as we cut out this little block, we want to only cut a strip that is the size of that block. We don't want to use extra sticky back either, because guess what? We have to use this over and over and over again. So like I have one jersey, right now I'm doing 18 jerseys. So I've got to have enough of this sticky back stuff to last me at least, what did I say? 18 jerseys. Now, after I get through with my 18 jerseys, I would have to still have some more or sew some more. First, let me cut this for you. Now, again, with the matching of the sticky back, you see where I cut it right here? I don't know if you can tell that I cut it right here, but see, I cut it right there. And the reason is I just want it to fit from here to here. Now, after I cut that off, I got to go up here too, and I got to cut up to this piece. Best way to do that, line it up on this side. Always try to find your best ways to cut things so that you don't have to waste any time. Now, I've cut this. Move the frame away. Don't have to worry about the frame anymore. Now I just got to keep this rolling wheel of whatchamacallit stop moving, and that's a bunch of crazy stuff too. See, all these little things that you have to remember when you're sewing. This is not, you know, I take 2 seconds to make something. No, no, no. We take forever trying to get everything set up for everybody to get something sewn. So, here's our strip. Again, not the perfect straightness, but again, what I tell you before, it doesn't have to be a perfect cut. It just has to fit in the space. So now we're going to turn this over. We're going to stick this down. Now what's special about this stuff is, look at it. Look at it. We will peel the back off. Well, I tell you again, awesome stuff when you peel the back off. Let me see if I can hold it just like this and show you, once I peel it back, how it looks. Wait 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, pull back, pull back. That's a fun thing to do too. See, alright, so there's 2 pieces. There's the non-sticky and the sticky. Now what do you want to use? The sticky. So we got to pull the rest of the non-sticky off, throw it to the side for the moment. And you want to go up here to the top of this frame, and we want to stick it. See all these other pieces that are stuck up here? Each time you sew, you'll stick a new one on there. Sometimes you take it off, sometimes you don't. Because as I sew, something will happen. Like, we will try to pull this off, and not all of it will come off. So then you have pieces of it stuck. Or you'll have this piece tear. And if you have this piece tear, we leave that little piece there because it holds the frame together. And while I say frame, you look at this big giant frame right here. This is the metal part from here to here, here to here. Well, once I start sewing and it stays inside of this area, this stuff actually is making the frame. So when somebody says they're framing it, sometimes framing it is just taking this right here and framing it around. Oh, look, see? This bracelet right here, this gold bracelet, my Mimi gave me this. Or, I got this from my Mimi when she passed away, and I can't ever take it off. It reminds her every single day. I love it. The other bracelet, guess what? Brianna. Alright, so, now, the next thing that we do with this, you know that piece that we took off? That was the non-sticky paper? You lay it across here. And the reason we don't normally have a piece of black thread stick to this. That's not good. But it won't hurt anything either. So we press down. And the reason we do that is we want the piece of paper that's behind here to stick to what's already present. Okay? So we'll move this down, and we want to do it again. We want to have it all sticking to the frame that already exists. If you don't, then it'll pull up while we're sewing. Alright, so the next thing we do, where did that frame thing go that we want, that's hard? Not frame, but that piece of felt that was hard that we want to stick underneath it. Well, here we go. Now, we want to stick this in the center of it. See it? It's now stuck in the center of our frame. Alright, so our next wonderful thing to do, we've got our frame set. We're ready to sew. Now what do we sew? We go up here to our sewing machine. See the sewing machine? It is showing you a frame. This right here is not really what my frame looks like, right? But instead of changing it, all we have to do is make sure that it fits within our parameters. Our parameters are 2.5 by 8. 2.5 by 8. And you see that center line? That's an awesome thing. That shows us where the center of it is. And that's where we line things up. So right here, we're going to put it on the sewing machine. This is Art of Brianna. Put it on the sewing machine. We're using needle 6. And it has our gold thread. See, there's our gold thread. Awesome color thread for sewing. For, yes, Cottage Hill Steelers. Woohoo! Let's see, what do we say for that? Go Steelers, yes. Okay. Now we go back over here. You see, we're set to sew except one thing. We don't know what jersey we need to do next. So one thing we're going to do right now is we're going to go back. Right here, bend off is our next one. Well, what number is bend off? I don't see a number because the name was too long. See how some of them have numbers? That tells me what number jersey I need to do. But when they don't show up, then I go back to my trusty piece of paper. And my trusty piece of paper tells me who bend off is. And bend off, in this case, would be... Ding, 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 ding. Does anybody see it? Bend off, where are you? Number 22. Woo, woo. Now, we get out number 22. And sometimes that's a pain because I haven't put them in order and that is my fault. Ow. And here's Mr. Whiskers trying to get me while I do it. So we're going through this box. No, that's not 22. That's not 22. 22. No, no, no. Oh, yay, number 22. Now, we have to make sure our... Oh, good. Hey, Jamie. Do I look crazy? I know you're at work. All right, so this says 22 Steelers. So I have verified with my piece of paper that it's 22. And I have verified with my name that it is bend off. And I've verified that that's the next one we're going to do. So we go escape. Escape. See it? There it is, drawn out. Now, I know it looks pink. But all we're worried about is, does that say 6? Yes, it does. So we go over here, and this says... Whoa, let's bring it out a little, because I can't see myself. 6! Yay! And guess what? There's that gold thread. I have thread in to number 6 gold. Over here, it shows a pink, but you have to go in and change the software to change the color. Or you have to go in and physically change the colors on this sewing machine. And I don't care as long as it sews the right color. Yeah, see, I told you right work. Alright, so... Now, I have to figure out how to get this little area right here on this big metal frame. You see this? See how big that is? See how little these little guys' shirts are? Well, I figured out. I have these little clips. These are wonderful things to have. I don't know if you have them in your house, but I have to tell you, these are awesome for holding on fabric to your frame. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to put it on, and then I'll show you what I did, but it takes a second to put it on. Alright, so let's pause this for a second. Hey, Melissa. I am silly, I know, Miss Jamie. It makes it fun, though, sewing this. At this moment, I don't know how in the world to pause it. So let's do this. Here we go. I'll be right back.